Well, so we have to talk football, and you can see Mama V just trying to, bend her knuckles.
Scroll for me. That's what I wanted to say.
As a Champions League. Which of the teams do you love in this year's UEFA Champions League? You're going to be played in Cardiff tomorrow.
Yeah, so it's Real Madrid and Juve. I have to make a decision, and I go with Real Madrid.
That's more like Parliament approving a deal.
Yeah, I'll go with Real Madrid.
Making a decision.
For family's sake.
Well, I would want Real Madrid to win, but because I support Chelsea, and I don't want them to have that record of being the first team in the modern era of retaining the Champions League back-to-back, I'm going for Juve.
Okay. You're going for Juve too?
Yeah.
Even though you're Milan?
No, I really want Juventus to win because of Buffon.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
It's not about sympathy.
No, it's not.
Share your thoughts on tomorrow's game.
Buffon should have won a long time ago.
Champions League final with us using our WhatsApp number. You can also SMS, send us regular text message with the number. But we're going to link with George Adu Jr., a man who is in Cardiff, who would give us a report on the game tomorrow. But let's talk to him today, though, here on the show. George, good morning to you. What do they say in Cardiff? Like, good morning is what?
Well, I haven't learned that.
But you should learn.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Speaking Welsh is a bit difficult. Do they speak Welsh in the streets?
Yeah, they do, and it's difficult. I mean, I can't really make the head and tail of it, but I think I have to do a good job. I have to try and learn, one or two lines before I come back, obviously.
Yeah.
So, before we even begin to talk about the game proper, which of the teams are you going with?
I think I want to go for Juve. I know there's a Kwesi Appiah story in there, but it's also about a legend, Gianluigi Buffon. He's had an illustrious career, and I know it might sound sentimental, but I really want to see this man end his career on a high. It's an elusive trophy. A couple of greats, football greats, have not been able to win it, but I don't think it'll be too fair on Gianluigi Buffon, and I'm hoping that Juventus can win this. And I think I also want us to preserve that record of nobody being, or no club being able to win this Champions League back-to-back. I think I like that case as well. So more for me, Juventus win. Falters for Juve.
George, what's our plan in terms of coverage tomorrow? What are you doing?
Yeah, what will happen is there will be updates coming in on all our social media accounts. That's the key thing, especially for those who want to see live videos, some interviews in the stadium. We'll try to get close to some of the players. That's one we'll be doing as well throughout the game. There's going to be live commentary on Joy. Ridwan Benedict will be over there making sure it's working, and I'll be coming in intermittently when they need me, obviously at time and when the game is over. And after the game, yes, we'll talk to the fans and find out what's happening. You know what? I discovered a camp so late last night where Juve fans and Real Madrid fans from around the world have come. It's a lovely camp. We've got some tents in there, and you can imagine what's going on there. I'm hoping to get there tonight and file a report so you see how it's going. Yeah. So I think that is going to be fantastic. And as well, at the Hits FM Refuge, Jesse, I'll be phoning in as well, and I'll be talking to Eric Esiedu, who will be running commentary. So it's a massive, massive day to look forward to tomorrow.
Before Roland comes in, though, I was maybe ignorant, if you like. I was wondering how there's no England team playing, there's no English club, and why it was being held at Cardiff. And I was wondering, will the people travel from Italy and Spain to be there?
I tell you, people have traveled from as far as Panama, US, people from Africa. I've met people here who just arrived at Cardiff Central, and they're coming from very far places. They have, Juve, and I'm learning here that Juve have a fan club, Madrid have a fan club, and of course they've got the decentralization. In every country, they have a fan club, and they are coming here in droves. It's surprising that the stadium is going to be full. Over 170,000 fans are going to be here, and you can already feel it. The evidence. We see the coaches coming in, the trains, a number of flights increasing by the hour. And so, look, everybody's here. They're traveling. It's really not about those in Wales. I know we'll have them go to the stadium because of the Gareth Bale factor. But we're going to have loads of people coming in from around the world, certainly.
But I would want to know, how are the neutrals then taking it in terms of the English fans themselves who are football lovers and the Welsh football fans themselves?
For once, I thought they would go for Gareth Bale and go for Real Madrid, but speaking to a couple of them on the streets, surprisingly, they're all talking about Juventus, and they're talking about Gianluigi Buffon. I just don't know what this man.
Well,
what kind of spell he's cast on everybody.
Well, it could.
It's jealousy. Jealousy.
Well, it could also be that Ronaldo perhaps annoys people, if not to use informal language, pisses people off.
You see, we have the die-hard Madrid fans here, and the die-hard Madrid fans will go for Madrid anyway.
Right.
And you know, when you speak to the Madrid fans, they tell you, what's this whole thing about no club being able to break a record? They think they're the right club to break the record. And so they're coming in to break the record because of their history.
Wow.
And truly, in European football history, they're the best. So the Madrid fans believe that they have to win this. But every neutral is going for Juventus. They'll have huge support here. I'm very sure about that tomorrow.
Right. Let's go for some history before Mamavi comes in. The subject of which city is hosting the final of whether Europa League or UEFA Champions League. How was it done, and why has it become like a mainstay of football in Europe?
It's basically like how the World Cup is done. It's a bidding process, and it goes through. So as we sit here, we know that Ukraine are going to be hosting the next final of the Champions League. It's done very well. So it's a bidding process. Once you go through and you accept it to host, you go. It's not really about whether you have more teams playing or you're a true football nation or what you are. It's basically about getting the bid. And there's another part about this for UEFA where they're trying to spread this around, because anywhere the Champions League final goes, certainly there's improvement. They're going to enjoy some economic benefits and all. So they're trying to spread this out so that it's not only concentrated, you know, where in England and in Spain and in Germany. So like we're doing in Africa, I think everybody has a chance. And here in Europe, it's pretty much the same thing. So once you win the bid, you are just right there and you're going to be hosting it. So those who think that Wales is a weird idea, I think it's even much more bizarre along those lines to think that Ukraine is hosting it next year.
And it's big business, won't you say? A lot of money, a lot of people trooping into Cardiff and spending lots of, even though euros or British pounds.
A lot of money. And you can just imagine what happened, you know, for those of us who did the check-in in the hotels 3 weeks ago. Now you realize that things have changed. The prices have gone so high. I mean, as much as £500 for a single room, 40, 60 pounds for a night. Now, the train fares are also going up, definitely, because loads of people are coming down here. The same will happen to the air tickets. And, you know, everything that goes on here, the economic activity, everything that's going on here, you know, the pubs, you won't have to drink. And I know a lot of people are coming here to drink so much, you know, eat, whatever you want to do here. It's a lot of money here for those in Cardiff. And I'm sure they're going to make the best of it, obviously.
And before we let you go, George, let's talk about security, because the Manchester incident happened not too long ago. And this is a gathering of lots of people. What have you seen? What's happening on the ground? What have you heard? Are the plans that are being put in place so we don't see another repeat of a Manchester or something else?
Yeah, Mama V, I think that this year's Champions League final could simply pass as the UEFA security final. Wow. You know, Cardiff is not a big town. It's not a big city. And they have flooded the place. We're looking at up to 6,000 security personnel on duty in Cardiff. And I know for all and you, Mama, you have an idea what Cardiff is like, really. So, you know, if you have 6,000 policemen in Cardiff, just imagine what it's all about. And we have some of them riding on horses. We've got some on the motos, the motorcade. We have some of them in their cars. Then we have the CIDs who are not even in uniform, who are doing their job here. We've got the local police in Wales, and they're going to be all around the place. Now, aside that, remember that the Principality Stadium, where the game will take place, has got a roof. It's not been closed before. And for the first time, it's going to be closed during the game on Saturday. That's one they're also looking out for. Now, after the checks, the security checks that you go through, I had what maybe a terrifying experience, maybe, at Cardiff University. You know, whilst I was walking in to meet a friend, Famous, look, I was on the phone, and Famous was trying to direct me, and just on the phone, I heard somebody tell me, hey, what's your problem? What's wrong? Are you sure you're good? immediately they see that you're doing something and you're not comfortable or you're not too, familiar with the surroundings, they're suspecting something. So it's going to be really, really tight. Even when I wanted to do a stand-up yesterday in front of the stadium, I was told, move down the pavement. Let me see your accreditation everywhere. And they're bouncing everybody. Everybody's around. Look, I saw ESPN. They are putting something up and they've been sent further away. I mean, somewhere, away from the stadium. So it's going to be very, very tight tomorrow. That's very sure, But we're hoping that everything runs down very well. They've got a lot of cameras in, and then they're also going to be doing quite a lot, because we're told that about 2,000 policemen are joining today as well here in Cardiff. So everything that makes us feel good. Last night, they had a little rehearsal because we have the Women's Champions League final. There was a bit of rehearsing what they'll be doing, and it's going to be really tight. I think we're safe.
You mean the two teams rehearsed?
Yes, I mean the Women's Champions League final. Yeah, between Lyon and Paris Saint-Germain. You have a male Champions League final that is on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
But last night we have a Women's Champions League final between Lyon and Paris.
I was thinking you were saying that Juve and Real Madrid, they rehearsed their match. Sorry.
No. They have to start. They'll be right.
But let me ask you this. I mean, sincerely, you're a very good sports journal, and you know the names on the paper for both teams. I mean, realistically, beyond your affinity and your bias for Buffon and your sympathy and empathy, etc. I mean, on paper, you see the goalkeeper, Ronaldo leading the front line, etc. Charlie, tell me, on paper, who should win this match?
See, Juventus have the most balanced team, I think, in the whole Champions League. They gave us the best defensive performance against Barca when they ensured Barca couldn't score a goal in 180 minutes. And then when they have to score, they score. They scored against high-scoring sides like Monaco and Barcelona. But the problem is Real Madrid have match winners who can pop up at any moment. And that's the danger for Juventus really in this game. That Ronaldo can just spark something. Anything can just happen, in that Madrid team. Until it's over, it's never over. So that's the worry here. It's going to be very, very close. I won't be surprised, though, if Madrid win. I'm praying Juventus win, but it's a tall order.
You are a romantic. Well, I wish you well.
Scoreline. Give us your predictions.
I think you can win this 2-1. Highly sentimental though. My head tells me Madrid win this 1-0.
Yeah.
Well.
Okay, George. Thanks a lot. Stay safe. That's most important. We want you back the same way that you went. Come back fresh.
Hey, but it's a Liverpool fan. Where is the Liverpool jersey?
Liverpool hasn't had great history over the last couple of years, so he's feeling a bit shy to wear their just shy. So he feels he has to be neutral.
He's rocking Milan.
Red one is the Real Madrid fan. I can't imagine what he's doing to win this.
Well, thanks, George.
Thank you very much, George.
George. Dr.
We pay for his hotel bill and all that.
George, don't come back here. Don't come back.
The Ghana Immigration Service will come after you if you don't come back.
Dr. Enchi at Kumasi Technical University says Juventus will win by 2 goals.
What was his name again?
Dr. Enchi at Kumasi Technical University.
Real Madrid but it looks like the Messi fans also don't want Real Madrid to win.
Because
you know what happens.
It's like, I'm a Chelsea fan. I never like Barcelona. It's normal.
The Messi fans, because they feel if they win, Cristiano Ronaldo win the Ballon d'Or, and they don't want Ronaldo to be at par with Messi, where they've all won 5-5.
No, the thing is that Messi has got a lot more years ahead of him, so definitely he'll win 2 more Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, it's possible, but they just don't want Ronaldo.
But this guy is 32 years.
Because Ronaldo has won the Spanish La Liga, and if he's able to win the UEFA Champions League.
There's nothing wrong with it. Last time they even won treble. Barcelona. They should let Real Madrid. They should cut them some slack.
Okay, so this one says, Mama, join me support Juve to win the cup. That's from Emmanuel Jipo of Malaga, Spain. Okay, well, you want me to support?
Oh, he's in Spain and he wants Juve to win.
Okay, let me read the full.
But it's a Ghanaian. Spanish.
Okay. As a Barcelona fan, I would like Juve to win. Okay, so he's an original Barca fan, but it's just the same analogy. Your enemy's enemy is your friend.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what did you give us a prediction?
No, not yet. We have to do analysis before
I've already stated that I want Juventus to win. But the question you asked, George, on paper,
yes,
Real Madrid are favorites to win this one because they've been the most efficient team.
By player.
Yeah, they've been the most efficient team in the Champions League this season when they have to score, they will score.
Real Madrid?
Yes.
Okay.
But for Juventus, in terms of defending, they've been very solid. Conceding goals is something that they are not doing in this year's Champions League. See how they played Barcelona after winning. They went to the Camp Nou when we all thought that Barca were going to repeat the same thing they did against Paris Saint-Germain. Juve held them, drew that game, and qualified to the final. So in terms of efficiency, Madrid, the most efficient club in the Champions League. Juventus defends so well, but they've got the best of attack in the Champions League final. Cristiano Ronaldo, Gareth Bale is also fit to play. Benzema, see how he dazzled in their last game in the Champions League. So in terms of attack, Madrid, they look solid. And for me, I think on paper, Madrid
is Madrid,
favorites,
but anything could happen.
Yeah, you know, when it comes to final matches.
But let's also talk about Zidane taking them. I mean, this is his first time, right?
No, it's actually his second. If he's able to win this one, he becomes the first coach. So the record or the history is not just about Real Madrid. Also with Zinedine Zidane, who became the first coach to win it back to back. You know, and having
in the modern era.
Yeah, in the modern era, having won it, having won the Spanish La Liga as well. And there's a man that you always say that, oh, Wasa.
That's why you're a good coach.
See, that's what he's been saying.
He's a good coach, but he's winning.
How far he's brought them.
That's
why I want them. That's why I want them.
But he's winning.
You
understand? Yeah. So Zidane, if he's able to do this in the modern era,
they are winning. How do you know?
In the modern era, he will become the first coach to win it back to back. So,
and
also as a player, won it in his playing days, and also won it as a coach.
But let's do analysis of both teams and the way they play. You look at Madrid and the style of Zidane of coaching and making sure many of the times they use the wings. They use a lot more of
because they have sharp players in there.
And then they do a lot more attacking most of the games that I've watched, especially from the middle part of the season. How would that play out with a solid and fluidity of
and a good defensive play of Juventus, where they have Bonucci, Chiellini, all these guys. You know, one thing about this Real Madrid team is, you know, Cristiano Ronaldo is very sharp on the wings, as well as Gareth Bale, and they have Benzema, who on any day can score, and Modric in the midfield, now Isco, the young man Casemiro. These are players that are very good. So always when you try and lobby the ball to where Cristiano Ronaldo or Gareth Bale is, you know they will always run at defense. But the problem is they have a very solid defensive team they're going to play. And the Chiellini, Bonucci, Bazzagli, these are players that have been playing together for a very long time. If you remember, when Antonio Conte was at Juventus, he used them for the back three. And they've known themselves for a very, very long time. And it's always good when a team is playing and you know that, yes, you had the telepathy of the team, the defense is very solid. But with Real Madrid, attacking power will always be a problem for Juventus. And normally in final games, when a goal comes and you are not able to equalize, especially maybe in the first half, and you try and go on to the second half, and after 78 minutes, they know that it's done.
Yeah. All right, Benedict, you still won't give us, on paper, prediction. Real Madrid.
Yeah, no, I said Real Madrid on paper, but
Juventus. But your heart is for Juventus.
My heart is for Juventus because of Buffon. We all want Buffon.
So Dr. Charles Anani is with the Confanochi Teaching Hospital. Dr. Charles Anani says, I support Ghana teams only, no foreign teams.
Yeah, we know. Kwame Nkrumah.
But Ghana teams cannot get into the Champions League.
Benedict, thanks a lot. So everybody watching us, if you can, let's march to the Aviation Social Center tomorrow. What time are we gathering?
I think it started at 12 p.m.
All right, because there'll be lots of activities
before we watch the game there.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Benedict. Thank you, Benedict. And it's also one of our colleagues' birthday today. Favor Ebenezer Nunu. I wanted to mention the Ebenezer by all means. It's your birthday today. F for favor. Enjoy your birthday today and make sure that lunch happens today. Happy birthday to Favor Nunu. George Nyavo is with myjoyonline.com, also one of our colleagues. It's your birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday in advance. Stay with us. Yesterday we started a medical conversation on infertility in men, and you know, it went really well with a lot of feedback that we got. Today on the show, our life coach Amos Kevin Annan is here. He will tell us how women can deal with husbands who unfortunately, you know, can't, have it on when they want to. And because that's where the conversation, got to. So stay with us. We've got Amos Kevin Annan joining us.